Hi, today we are going to do a React video on Jovian Archive. My name is Katie Lynn, and let's just talk about the things that we're going to rate. First, we're going to rate if they're visually pleasing, what their topics on their channel are, the content itself, and the audio quality. Um, Obviously, the thing that is the most important is the content. So the rest, at the end of the day, doesn't matter if the content is A1. So let's look at the visual, Jovian Archive. So it would be nice if they said human design within the first few seconds, because nowheres can anybody see that this is like the official human design, like one of the three. Okay, so regarding their appearance, I mean, things seem visually appealing. It seems like they put effort into how things were meant to be seen. This person here is Alok, and he has this presentation behind him. Very nice voice, too. Um, and Ra, very nice voice. Both of them you can fall asleep to, I'm telling you. Which isn't good when you're trying to learn. But if you go to the playlists, you'll notice there's 118 videos. And right here, all of these videos don't add up to 118. So their playlists aren't encompassing everything that is available for you. So you are going to have to start from the beginning or sift through what you want and just keep on moving on. But remember, this is one of the three schools, like the official schools. And through these three schools, other ones exist. Um, so they are short videos. How much can you really get out of a short video until you really need to like just dive deep and get like the full education? So I like that there are bigger or longer videos that are happening. Um, but you'll notice that for a while they didn't post 11 years and then 7 years. And I believe they stopped for a bit. Yeah, and then 5 years ago, and then I believe when COVID started up, they like got their button gear and then started posting again. So technically it hasn't been a consistent channel. But so I give this an 8 out of 10 for visual appeal. Because I know there's been efforts put into it, and it's clear that we're going to be talking about Saturn in 37 here and in Q2 23. They just need better playlists and more organization to make it like a 10 out of 10, really. Let us go into a video. Something that was posted recently. It looks like we only have predictions or impacts of the neutrino imprint. So, this one was posted 7 days ago. Might as well look at it. This is Peter Schober. He's a really well educated person in the human design system. I don't know if he has his actual own channel or not.
When Saturn is moving on to the 55.
I gotta turn my volume up. Let's listen to that again.
When Saturn is moving on to the 55, okay, that obviously is extremely important transit for everybody who has the 39. If you have the 39, you have this provocation quality in you. It could be conscious, it could be unconscious.
Okay, I can already tell you that this information is 10 out of 10. There is a downside to this information because he just mentioned we're coming out of the 37. Sorry, we're coming out of the 37 and moving into the 55. And if you have the 39, it's really important. What the fuck did you just say, buds? Want to speak in English? So, what I'm saying is that you would have to have a little bit of a footing in the human design system in order to be up to speed with what he's saying. So, let's go. 37 is right here in the solar plexus, and he said, you know, if you have the 39 colored in right here, it's very important because we're moving into the gate 55. Why? Because it creates a whole channel, a whole line of full life force energy that's full of fuel and pressure.
So sometimes you may like to provoke others. Sometimes you may provoke others without knowing or without intending.
So he says that you may or may not intentionally provoke others. Even just being can provoke others. So you're not intentionally doing it. That's what the 39 is about.
But still it's happening. But the basic topic in the 39 is the pressure to provoke.
The pressure.
Okay, there are a lot of ways you can provoke during our time. You say the one wrong sentence and you have provoked half of the internet.
He makes a very good point. So, in the third corner, corner, let's just go with it. In the third quarter, we're moving into 55. So, right here, 39, the pressure to provoke, he's saying like pretty much like snowflakes can't handle the internet, and when you say something, they're all going to be butthurt.
There can be more personal provocations. But the problem of the 39 alone is that it doesn't really know. We are in the knowing circuit. That it doesn't really know what to provoke for.
Okay, so in human design, there are different types of circuitry: the individual circuitry, the tribal circuitry, and the collective circuitry. Each one has different keynotes that are associated with it. So, um, the knowing circuit is a part of here, or this is a part of the knowing circuit, rather. And it really is all about individuality and empowerment. So let's see what he has to say about it.
Provocation is a kind of risk, no? You are
Provocation is kind of a risk. The thing is that over here, doop, over on the opposite side, the reflective side, the 28 is the gate of risk, which is this channel here is also a part of the same circuitry, the knowing individual circuitry. So that's why he just said risk. Let's go back a few seconds.
really know. We are in the knowing circuit. That it doesn't really know what to provoke for.
So what he's doing is that he's actually just taking the keynotes of what this means plus what this means and just making a sentence. It might be too risky to provoke. The knowing circuit, so he doesn't know what to provoke. Or you surely could know what to provoke. you know?
Provocation is a kind of risk. No? You are very likely creating a pressure for yourself as well by provoking. And you will meet resistance or rejection and have to handle that and all of that. So in the 55 is actually what the 39 is here for. The 55 is the abundance, but it's also the spirit. And the spirit is the spirit of abundance. And yeah, this is something else. So that means as a channel, we could keynote provocation for finding the spirit.
So this here, he's finally moving into it. And he's saying that this is the gate of the spirit, the gate of abundance. So what he's saying, like, he's just actually pulling this all together in a keynote, in a sentence. I can't say it better than him, so let's hear what he says again.
Else. So that means as a channel, we could keynote
Channel
provocation for finding the spirit,
for finding the spirit,
provocation for finding the spirit of abundance, ideally.
the spirit of abundance.
And it could be your spirit or the spirit of the other. So taking the risk to provoke in order to find the spirit,
taking the risk to provoke in order to find abundance.
And the topic of abundance, which actually is the great happiness, the great happiness that is abundance, will surface, but at the same time, not as an easy topic. After all, it's Saturn. Saturn doesn't bring the easy stuff. So it could easily mean that at least at the beginning of the transit, you do meet the emptiness, not the abundance. So, for example, you could become very melancholic because a very limited abundance in your life becomes obvious or aware.
So he's saying that you're probably going to have this transiting feeling of starting with, like, oh, well, melancholic about, what he just said. And then we're going to move on through what he's about to say.
Now, then, of course, you can just hang around and feel sorry for yourself, or you may be able to become aware that this abundance you are now looking for is not a thing at the outside. It is a spirit on the inside. And maybe.
So at the end of the day, what he's saying is that abundance isn't necessarily material, it's spirit on the inside. Because if the chemistry is that you feel empty, that's a whole different feeling than moody, than full of spirit, etc.
Maybe you get a little bit in touch with that. Yeah, you provoke yourself, we could say. You provoke yourself in order to get a little bit in touch with that.
Wow. Okay, so that was the end of that. That ended quite quickly. I wonder where he gets that from. Does he tell us where he gets that from? An excerpt forecast. Okay, interesting. So if you want more information, you can follow that. I actually am curious now, so I am going to
Uh,
press that button. Cool. So this is what he's offering. Um, Very cool, very fun. Um, that interests. That's interesting. Okay, obviously, I'm gonna say again, content is 10 out of 10. Thank you for running through this with me. Jovian Archive being read out as per Peter Schober at the moment. And I guess we just watched a forecast. So for the Q3, which starts in June until August, we're already moving through this. The feelings to provoke, or sorry, the spirit to provoke, not knowing what to provoke. Interesting, interesting. All right, thanks for watching. You have a great day.